In today's video, we will be looking at the part 2 on the cost necessary for a perfect egusi farming, the secret. Note that the secret behind every egusi is the cost and the various elements analyzing it to it. Before engaging in each investment, the first thing you need to know is to evaluate your cost and also evaluate the benefits associated to it. So quickly, what is egusi farming? Egusi farming is simply one of the most easiest forms of farms, and it is an ancient practice practiced by our forefathers in Africa. We uncover the arts and science behind cultivating Africa's most delighted crops. So what are the necessary crops for you to produce this egusi? Have them in large quantities and being able to export them out of the countries. What are the costs necessary? I will say this again. For each business you want to start or go into, sit down, calculate your costs and the benefit associated to it. Are you a first time farmer? Are you somebody who wish to enter into farming? I would love you to sit back, subscribe to our channel, click on the like button and share for others to learn. Remember, you can start with your egusi farming with less than $100 and make up to $500 in just 90 days. That's how simple it is. Are you ready to learn the course? So in the part 1 of this video, I brought in another form of farming which you could do with plowing. You needed to apply herbicide in order to weed your farm. In this second one now, you did not need to spend anything after the purchase of your land. It does not require any expenditure after the purchase of your land. The only thing to be done at that level is to be able to clear the farm, especially like my farm right here. We already planted corn or call it maize. We just harvested it this December. We harvested our corn, the video will be coming out shortly. We harvested our corn in December. It was in large quantities carried by trucks, and now we will not want to go into clearing and all that, but we will clear the farm. If you see, most of the stems of the corn are already dried. Most of the farms are already dry due to the crops of the corn, and as such, in this type of farming, most at time you need to clear and if possible burn them down. Are you seeing the way it's burned? You need to burn these farms down for them to look as good as you see. Just look at the result after burning of the farm. Do you see what is here? You did not even need herbicide. The cost here is zero. No need for herbicide. So what are you talking of? So you could still do this without applying herbicide, because with this form, your farm is ready for use. But note, if you are burning your farm like this here and it's not as clear as what you just saw, you could still be privileged to apply herbicide. But herbicide is not a must. Herbicide is not a must. It depends on the nature of your farm and what you planted before the egusi. In a farm which you had planted corn, no need for too much herbicide, since most of the grasses there are already dry. You just need to further clear, give it about 1 or 2 weeks, and you burn them down, and your soil will be ready for use any day, anytime, and you will be able to start with your egusi farming. Also, most time egusi is planted with maize or corn. Why? This is because they both have the same nature and take the same duration for them to produce. So look for a farm which is very cheap. And now, I want you to understand, if I say a land costs $20 or a land costs $50, I'm not saying you are buying the land. They are simply leasing the land for you to use, maybe for 1 year, for 2 years, for 3 years. So please Do not go with $20 and meet somebody that want to buy the land to use forever. It doesn't work that way. So they're simply leasing this land, of which maybe you have a contract to work there maybe for a given duration. Remember, in this farming, we are not implying plowing in this method I'm showing. So with just your hoe, you can plant 2 to 3 seeds. 2 to 3 seed. It means to buy the seeds which will plant a whole acre is not up to, let me say, $7, 7 to 8, $7 to $10. Yes, and you just need two per hole or three, and you give a distance of 1 meter. You make sure you give 1 meter gap with the planting of the seeds, and in each hole you put in 3 seeds. Remember, we are these costs now are for those who don't want to pay for plowing, they don't have family members to start plowing or tilling the soil. No, with this, the farming here, you must not. So it's not everybody who is required to plow. It makes it easier. It makes the cost, now this, we are reducing the cost more, because with all this farming you can spend less than $50, less than, depending on the acre, and in 90 days these are the products that will come out from it. You're able to see the egusi fall out. You could have them in larger quantities, more than this. Okay, this farm which was taken for experiment by me, we discovered that there was no herbicide. There was no herbicide, or there was no pest control, and fertilizers were very limited, which made it in such a way that the produce was small. You could see it everywhere, but it can be better than that. And don't bother, in the June harvesting season you see more videos as this. And it's something which, it is a dirty work, because in the period of 90 days you see it start getting rough. It's already rot, and you will need to start picking them, keeping them in pile. The most costly thing for egusi, I will analyze and tell you, is actually the land and fertilizers. The land and fertilizers. So if you are saying the total cost of this egusi farming year, we can analyze that the plot of land or the farm you list was $20, or let's say $25 per acre. With $25 per acre plus, let's say, $5 for maybe pest control, $10 for the seeds, making it $40. Are you seeing? The remaining $10 can be used for fertilizers. If you want to increase yield, remember, for each yield for each field now that you are putting more fertilizers, you harvest more products, more egusi. Let's analyze this cost again. I don't believe if you know what I'm saying. If you find my video interesting, please click on the subscribe button, like, and share for others to see. Now, egusi is something which is very dirty in producing, but very lucrative. You can't find it anywhere cheap. For those planning to start on egusi business, you can't find it anywhere cheap. So, in as much as it is a dirty job, it is the most lucrative business you might look out for. And especially if planted where a little stream like this is around, where you could also meet other farmers, get to discuss with them, and just make more. So I advise my youths out there. I understand that we want to go into side hustles which deals with mobile banking, mobile apps and all that. Remember, most have existed and most have crashed. But farming has been existing since early man days, from our great grandfathers right up to now. and it hasn't failed us. It won't stop now. So that money you have been saving, that $100 you have in your bank account, we are in March. It's farming season. Look out for the means to carry out this farming. Look out for means to carry out this farming. It's not that late. If you start now, you meet people who were before. Rain has fallen, we are in March, and you have the privilege. So until then, click on the subscribe button to get more financial analysis with Farms with Magdalene. Do you have a farm and you want me to analyze the cost for you?